Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, which is all about educational beauty. Today's video is all about how to create a natural look using only 6 products. You guys are gonna love this video because honestly, it's so easy. You've probably got these products yourself at home and it's pretty amazing that you can create this kind of look with only 6 products. Keep watching. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. And I'm over on Instagram, so it'll be really great to see you over there too. Now let's head straight into this video. So I've already applied my skincare. I have nothing else on my face. We're going to start off with the first product, which is concealer. You want to go for a concealer which you know you can use almost kind of as your foundation as well. So something which is very close to your skin color. So whatever kind of shade you usually go for your foundation, make sure that that concealer that you're going to use is kind of similar to that color. And I would also make sure that the texture, the finish is pretty fluid. So nothing like Tarte Shape Tape. That's just going to be way too thick and too cakey and too much for this kind of look because we're only using 6 products. So I'm going to be using my Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, and I am going to start applying this over certain areas on my face. I'm going to do what I usually do, which is do my eyelids first. So I've just applied a little bit onto my eyelids. I'm going to use my sponge to just buff this in. And obviously this is a really nice natural look, so we don't want to go too heavy. Now I'm going to get my setting powder. That's my second product. And I'm going to just set my lids. I'm going to need setting powder for the rest of my face as well. So that's quite a crucial product as well. I'm going to take my Real Techniques brush and just dust this off. Now I'm going to take that concealer again. We're going to finish off the base and then we're going to carry on with all the other products. Put a little bit around here. And because this concealer is so fluid, it's a really good concealer to kind of use as your kind of base. And it's very close to my skin color. So I feel like that's enough because we don't, like I said, want a really heavy finish. First off, I'm going to get my brush. I'm using my IT Cosmetics Complexion Perfection brush. This is pretty good at just buffing concealer into the skin because I don't really want precise buffing. I want to kind of like get it into the skin so that it's kind of all over, but it's coming from those key areas that I applied it. See how just that has helped to cover majority of the face. Obviously we still have to do the under eyes. Now I'm going to get my sponge and I'm going to buff this into the under eyes. And you can see it's covered up our dark circles, but what we're also going to do is we're going to drag it down so that it kind of blends in well with the rest of the face. And also take it up into the forehead if need be. I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to finish off with my powder. No, I'm not, because I forgot. I'm going to be adding a blush. So this is going to be my third product. I'm going to be using my Fenty Beauty Double Cheeked Up Cream Blush Duo. And that is in Peony Dropper and Malibu's. And I always get that wrong. I'm going to get my sponge, use the back of it, and I'm going to kind of like buff into both of these because I don't really just want one color. And now I'm going to add some blush on my cheekbones. There you go. This is going to add a little bit of colour so that we don't look like, I just don't look like I'm just not alive. That's going to add some colour because the face was a little bit flat. So that was number 3. I want to add a little bit extra. There you go. I'm good with that. Okay, now I am going to set my base. So we are going to go over with the powder. This is going to really finish off our kind of base. And I'm just pressing this in lightly. I'm going to use my Hourglass brush just to dust this off. And you'll see how now my skin will look a lot more kind of like just normal. And I'm going to dust the powder from the under eyes. See, now we don't have dark circles and we've still got a little bit of color on the cheeks. So that was, I'm sorry, I'm losing count here. So that was like number 3. Concealer, powder, blush. Yeah. So moving on, number 4. I'm really bad at that. Number 4 is going to be brows. So I'm using my Benefit Goof Proof Brow Powder in number 4, which is Warm Deep Brown. And then also my Zoeva 317 brush. And we are just going to lightly kind of shape the brows, just so that they're nicely shaped and they don't look like they're just random and just like these, just bad, really. I'd say that's the one thing I wish that I had, which was as close to perfect as you can get. Great brows, because my brows, obviously I overplucked them when I was younger and it was just horrendous and they never really grew back. So, you know, if I had like great brows, that would be amazing. That would cut my getting ready time down to half, I reckon. Okay, we are kind of nearly done. Now what I'm going to do is take that same brow powder. I'm going to get a different brush. I'm using my Sigma E06. Dip it into that same brow powder. And we are just going to create a little kind of wing here. Just a little bit. Nothing major. And then with the finger, just drag it out a little bit. So all I've done is gone from the middle of the lash line and then taken that really soft liner out. So you start off really thin, go slightly upwards. I feel like that was number 4. Concealer, powder, blush, brow powder. Okay, yeah, number 4. So this is number 5. So we're using mascara. And I'm using my MAC Stack. Is it Stack? MAC Stack, yeah. Because this is just a really good kind of instant volume, instant kind of boom everything mascara. Just like, yeah, it can be a little bit clumpy if you kind of keep going in the same area, so I would recommend really kind of like spreading it out a bit when you're with your application. Nico's looking at me like, you can take me for a walk. 5 minutes, Nico, and then we're going. Yeah. Okay, see how I'm just like taking the brush all the way across? I'm not staying in one area. The minute you stay in one area, it clumps up. Okay, a little bit on the bottom lashes. Sometimes I like to like not touch the root of the lash from the lower lashes because I don't like it to look too heavy. But sometimes I like to touch the root because then it just adds a little bit of depth there. Okay, lips. Now I am gonna use, that was number 5, the mascara, right? Yeah, I have to keep counting. Concealer, powder, blush, brows, mascara. Yeah, so this is, it's going to be the last one soon. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take that same blush that I was using and I'm going to use my finger and just apply it to my lips and just smudge it around the lip line. Don't be so perfect. If you smudge it around the lip line a little bit, it just looks like a bit more natural and lived in. Lastly, we are going to go in with some bronzer. I just had to add bronzer. This is my Hourglass brush and my Fenty Island Ting bronzer, the Sunstalker bronzer. And we are just going to really sculpt the face now. And you know how like when you're using concealer, you may find that because you've used such a small amount and because obviously, you know, it's not a foundation, it can end up like you may feel like, okay, my face is looking a little bit flat. That's why it's really important to have bronzer as one of your 6 products because it's gonna just add warmth to the face and at the same time, dimension. Obviously, you can use contouring instead, like a contour powder if you want. But honestly, as you guys know, I like to use bronzer as my contour powder because I like to have that warmth and that definition and, you know, like that sculpt with the bronzer, with that warmth. See how like all of a sudden, this does not look like I used only 6 products. And then I'm going to take my Fenty 200 brush, do a little diamond here like I always do, how I That's how I sculpt my nose. And then along the sides of the bridge of the nose. That, everybody, is my natural makeup look using only 6 products. Pretty impressive, right? I mean, I know that some people probably use like 3, but for me, this is impressive. Using this amount, in order to create a look that I'm happy with going out with, none of that made sense, but sense. Oh my God, like my words are not coming out. So yeah, for a look that I am happy to go out with on, it's still not making sense, but you know what I mean. I'm like considering, I don't even know what I was about. What I was trying to say was, considering the fact that I like my makeup to be pretty good, I think this is pretty good for 6 products, and I would still go out like this. Now, it doesn't mean that you guys have to go away and use those exact 6 products. Oh my God, do you know why my words are not coming out? Because I had my gum lasered like a few days ago, and I haven't been able to talk properly since, because it's healing and everything's coming out weird and like a little bit of a lisp, because I'm trying not to use that part of my mouth, which you can't actually do. But you know, it's just difficult because it's trying to heal, and I can't open my mouth too wide, and I don't want to have too much movement with my tongue because it's right at the back on the side of my tongue. That's where the gum's been lasered, and like I'm producing way too much saliva as well. I just feel like there's so much going on in my mouth right now, like it's just too much. But anyway, like I get really hungry and then I forget that I can't actually chew it properly. So yeah, anyway, that's why I can't talk. So just cut me some slack, guys, cut me some slack. You don't have to actually use those exact same products that I've used, but I would like sit down and consider what products you just can't live without, right? And it could be that you can do it in 5 products, which is great. I mean, I'm happy I can still create this type of look with 6 products. And it's just about kind of like being clever with your products. Like there's a lot of kind of multi-use products around. So like cream blush, you know, you can use that on your lips and even on your eyes as well if you want. Or it could be that you don't like blush, in which case, you know, swap it with a lip gloss or something, because you can always just finish, you know, give your face some dimension with the bronzer or contour, and then you're good to go. So you can swap those products around with whatever actually you feel like works well within your routine. Please don't forget that I do have an online publication called Confessions of a Creative, where it covers different topics such as self-awareness, like self-improvement, entrepreneurship. There's also journal style entries in there, like it's really from the heart from me. I actually love the fact that I have this now, because as much as I absolutely love YouTube, it's so nice to have something which is kind of just reminds me of the like back in the day where, you know, like writing was, I just find it so creative. So like I said, journal style entries like self-awareness, self-improvement, culture, style, fashion in there as well. And I remember I listened to you guys. So many of you guys are also over on Instagram, and so many of you guys message me saying, how do you style yourself? See, I felt like that didn't come out right, but we're going to go with it because you're going to cut me some slack. How do you style yourself? Where are some of your clothes from? Where is that shirt from? So I really want to start showing you and, you know, being transparent about all that over on my publication. And there's also beauty stuff on there as well. It's free to subscribe, where you get occasional posts, but there is a paid option, which means that you have a private community style thing with me, and we get to really chat, you know, one-on group, if that makes sense. Also, you get dedicated posts, which are, these posts are not pictures, by the way, they're like full-on articles, editorials. So I have spent the time to actually write them myself, and I've put it together, and it's for you guys to kind of like show my appreciation, but also it's another avenue of my creativity, which I'm really hoping you're going to love and embrace. And yeah, so you'll get some dedicated beauty posts as part of the paid subscription too, which is, it's super detailed, like super detailed, and stuff that I may not always mention on here. So yeah, I really do hope that you head on over there, hit subscribe, whether it's free, whether it's paid. Obviously the paid would really help me and support me as well, and I would really appreciate it. And I'd love to kind of like hear from you within the paid group that we have as well. Wherever you guys are in the world, sending you loads of love. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. Until the next video, take care, and I'll see you soon.